I think one of the biggest challenges in this year, as what you've mentioned, is the unpredictability and uncertainty in the global economy. And by and large, if you look at the policy of the US in the last 4 years, it has not changed since the first Trump administration. And so from that point of view, whatever effects were in the first Trump administration carried through in the last 4 years. Now, globally, China and the US has remained the largest importer in terms of global output. And in fact, for our industry, if you look at machinery for plastics, manufacturing, for instance, from 2019 to 2023, based on the US dollar value, China and the US were the biggest importer of machineries for plastics. And Mexico, by the way, is the third largest importer of plastics machinery. So over the same period, the share of US imports in plastics machinery to the world has not changed significantly. It was 12% in 2019 and still 12% in 2023. So I'm bringing up this data because now with the new tariffs and trade policy, there's so much uncertainty and it is causing a lot of uneasiness amongst the business sector. One of the challenges we have and a lot of businesses face is they do not know what the current US trade policy is going to be. So there's still plenty of missing pieces, and how it's going to affect the industry remains a question because we don't really know, A, what types of tariffs will we impose, on which geographic area, is it going to be a blanket tariff? What about trade with related parties, for instance? What about existing free trade agreements? So there is a lot of speculation of what that's going to be. And it's causing a lot of uncertainty and tensions between trading countries. But from the business part of it, how you can prepare for it is also another question, because from a supply chain point of view, if you start looking at other countries as sources of supply, and not knowing what the tariffs would be, it would also be an exercise of utility at this point. So for me, the best thing to do is to wait until there's clarity. But at the same time, maintain a network of suppliers globally. At the same time, continue to engage with whatever parties there are that might be in the same condition or the same situation. So then there will be constant dialogue and there will be alternatives in terms of where do you get the next alternative supply. Because there are questions, for instance, if you find a new supplier in other countries, can they meet the deadline if you're importing something for manufacturing? And so there's so much uncertainty at the moment, but I think in due course, once we get a better picture of what the trade and tariff policies are going to be, I think it will be much clearer for the whole global economy. I mean, we've seen the experience in Colombia in the last couple of days, and now we found that really it was more of a negotiating tool for the US government, for President Trump. Whether or not that's the same case for the rest, it is difficult to say at this point. But I think, judging from the first term, I think there isn't much going to be that difference in terms of its effect on the global economy.